Everybody and welcome to the video. So for a lot of you, I'm pretty late to the party. You know about this shoe, Speedgoat 4, so what, Speedgoat 5's on the horizon. But I've had quite a few people ask me how I'm finding the shoe. For those who aren't aware, Black Friday sale last year I picked up two pairs of Hoka Speedgoat 4s actually. One standard fit pair and one wide pair. The idea behind that is I've got a 50-mile race coming up, and last year I think suffered more than I needed to by having a normal width pair of shoes when actually a wide fit just allows my toes to expand slightly. The extra few millimetre really does make a difference. So people have said to me, you know, can you just do a little sort of catch up on how the shoe is performing and how it compares to two shoes which I do rave on a lot about. The Hoka Challenger ATR 5, my favourite shoe of all time. I've got a video on my channel about the pair of shoes, which actually I'm going to show you again in a second. The ATR 6, which until recently was my kind of workhorse day-to-day shoe. Had a couple of pairs of those. And then, of course, the Speedgoat 4. So without further ado, I mean, in terms of the distance, I'm 128.624 miles in. So instead of reviewing it after 50, 100, and so on and so forth, let's just pick this random number out of the air. And I figured now was a good time to chat about it. So in terms of where I'm coming from, the ATR 5 was my favourite shoe. Absolutely loved it. And it was really hard to replace that shoe. And the one that's on my channel, the one that I previously mentioned, is actually here in front of me. And this has got 1,300 kilometres, that's right, 1,300 kilometres at this stage into this shoe. And I don't know if you can see there, but the wear on this shoe, it just stacks up as being one really sturdy piece of kit. It's now a shoe that I just walk in, so there's probably more mileage in it than that anyway. But this ATR 5 will forever be like one of my favourite pairs of shoes. I loved it when it first came out. Had a couple of pairs of these and now discontinued, so pretty impossible to find. And then the ATR 6, I wore this shoe last year. This is actually the shoe I bought for my 50-mile race last year. Never wore it, actually wore the Gore-Tex version. This has got about 600 kilometres in, and again, the tread wear on it is absolutely phenomenal. I mean, in some places it looks kind of box fresh, but yeah, really awesome pair of shoes. So when it came to Speedgoat 4, I was looking for that kind of durability first and foremost. I don't want to invest £125 in a pair of shoes that's going to fall apart on me in the first 100 miles, let's say. A lot of my running buddies have got the Speedgoat 4, so I was kind of under a little bit of pressure to find a shoe that performs as well as theirs, and I figure, well, instead of trying to find an alternative, why not just pick this shoe? They seem to really get on well with it, so why not? Anyway, the shoe I'm about to show you actually has a slight different story behind it, because the two shoes that I bought in Black Friday sale, I was sitting at home and I looked on eBay and someone had listed the Speedgoat 4s in my size, and they were £50, which is over half off from the recommended retail price. But the issue was they'd done 10k in them, they couldn't return them, and so I snapped them up. And why I did that is because I decided at the time, if I didn't like the Speedgoat 4, I could just return the two that I had and get a full refund within 30 days. As it happened, by the time these shoes arrived, it was outside the 30-day window, plus also I didn't have time to actually try them to see. But with two box fresh pairs, with the Speedgoat 4s coming out, 5s coming out, sorry, Hoka will no doubt discontinue the 4, and in, you know, in the future I'll be able to hopefully get most of my money back because they're unused. So anyway, this particular pair of shoes is my pretty much day-to-day trainer. I do a lot of trail running. You can see here it's pretty beaten up already. It's been through the wars with me. In terms of how I feel about it with comfort, comfortable shoe. It feels to me, I don't know the stats, I haven't checked, but it feels lighter than the ATR 6s. I don't know if I'm right with that, I'm probably wrong, but either way it's a placebo where I feel light, it feels fast, it feels like it's a shoe that can do some damage on the trails. When I've been running at night, I've got absolute confidence and faith in this shoe to keep me upright, and I haven't fallen over. The only time I did that was in the daylight and tripped on a route, but otherwise solid performing shoe. Can't complain about the comfort either. I think the guy who I bought it off, because he did that 10k, he just sort of broke in that box fresh sensation. So because of that, I didn't have to worry too much about running it in. He did it for me, so that was pretty decent. Worth paying the price just for that. I do have a different lacing structure on this shoe actually. just to give myself a little bit more room. My right foot, is slightly different in size to the left, so I do lace it differently, and that seems to work quite well to make sure I'm not rubbing unnecessarily at the end of the toe box, which to me, I always size up by half in Hoka, and as you'll be aware, I also typically run wide as well. So overall, pretty impressed with it. I like the shoe. It served me very, very well. What I also like about it is the drainage. So with the weather we've had recently, I've been running the trails and inevitably got wet in the puddles, so on and so forth. And in combination with the Dry Max socks that I wear, I'll put this down now, it's been great. It's been really, really good. The drainage has been fantastic on it, and I've been able to kind of run through those conditions and be quite comfortable with my feet. I'm going to get torn up, whatever you want to say. So there is that. And then I suppose in terms of the wear on them, all I'm starting to see is a little bit of flaking. Pick it back up now. Bit of flaking down one of the sides towards the rear. You can see here where it's coming away just slightly, and that's going to be to do with the way that I strike. But the Vibram sole is, keeping it all together there. So overall, I mean, it's a pretty solid shoe. The way it's been built to last. I know some people have done some serious mileage in it, and like I say, everyone's got a different running style, haven't they? So you're going to see some wear in certain places where others might see it elsewhere. Lugs are decent, good enough for the kind of trails that I'm on. When it gets really slushy and muddy, they do slip and slide around, they do clog up with the mud, but overall I can't really complain. I'm hoping to push another couple of 100 miles out of that shoe, and come race day I'll be very familiar with the Speedgoat 4, and it's served me really, really well. Is it going to go the distance, the same as the ATR 5 and 6s? I don't know. For me personally, I hope so, because that'll really be getting my money's worth. But like I say, everyone runs in a different way, and sometimes you can actually wear a spot away on the sole, which makes it pretty tricky to run in, and ultimately do yourself some damage if you continue to put miles in on a shoe like that. So overall, they're my thoughts. Just kind of one take video here, warts and all. It's a good shoe. I'm happy with it, and I'm happy that I was able to snap up a pair on eBay for a nice cheap price as well. So if you've got any questions about the shoe, let me know. I haven't put any technical specs because the shoe's old now, and you can just look on Hoka if you care that much about the weight, size, height, drop, la-di-da-di-da. But yeah, it's a good shoe, and if you got one, let me know as well in the comments below. Like, subscribe, all that stuff if you want to. And yeah, love you, leave you. Hope it was worth watching.